Hello, children.
Hello, Auntie.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you.
Well, you're welcome to Kids Band Stories again. Today you're going to listen to an interesting story. Children have today. This is Kids Band. You can follow us on our Facebook, Kids Band, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kids Band. We have wonderful stories for you, moral lessons, and word band. You will enjoy it. All right, children. Today I'm going to tell you something that happened in a village. Have you been to the village before?
No.
Some of you have been to the village?
No.
Oh, okay. Once upon a time, there lived a king. He was a hard-working and loving king. He had 2 wives. But for over 10 to 15 years, he never had a child. He didn't have a child. The 2 wives didn't give him any child. But he loved the children in his village. He buys them gifts. When there is a naming ceremony, he goes to name the child. He pays their fees. He gives children gifts at the end of the year. He was a lover of children, but he had none. The villagers loved him also because he was very committed to them. Do you understand?
Yes.
He was very committed to them. But they also desired him to have a child, but he didn't have. One day, God listened to his prayers and answered him. God told him in a dream to go to his farm and pick up some herbs, give it to his wife to make soup, and in the end, they will have a child. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
What did God tell him to do? To go to the farm, pick some herbs, give them to the wife to cook, and they will have a child after eating. So he woke up, smiling, was so excited. He called his wives and told them about his dream. God wants to give us a child. He said I should go to the farm, pick some herbs, and give it to you to cook. You eat and we'll have a child. The wives were so happy. He left for the farm. He came with the herbs and gave it to the wife to cook. The 2 wives, they cooked the food. Wonderful soup. When it was time to eat, the first wife told the second wife, "It's not good for us to eat this food dirty. We should bathe so that our children will be fine." The second wife said, "Okay, that's good. Let's go and bathe." The first wife bathed first. She returned. Then the second wife went to bathe. While the second wife was bathing, the first wife ate all the soup. He ate all the soup. When the second wife came out from the bathroom, she was so angry. She started crying. "You don't want me to have any child?" But God had told our husband that after eating this food, we'll have our own children. Now you have finished it. You don't want me to have. The first wife said, "What do you mean? I'm the first wife, so I should have the child. Who should be the next king? I should be the one to produce an heir to this throne. You wait. When God answers our prayer again, you have your child. For now, let me be the one to produce the heir to the throne." She was really disappointed. So she took the pot. Nothing was remaining. She scratched the pot. Have you heard of bottom pot?
Yes.
That is where the title of the story is from, bottom pot. Have you ever eaten the bottom of maybe a sweet porridge? Maybe before you return from school, they finished everything and you have to scratch it with spoon. That was what the woman did. She scratched the pot, and then turned a little water in it, turned it around, and she drank it. But she was still crying because the first wife had eaten everything. A month after after that incident, the first wife was pregnant. The king was dancing. Everybody was rejoicing. That same month, at the end of that same month, the second wife also was pregnant. How did it happen? It was the bottom pot you ate. That shouldn't give you any child. Maybe you're going to have a half child. They were so happy, especially for the first wife who had eaten so much from the pot. At the end of 9 months, the first wife delivered a bouncing baby girl. The king was happy, but she cannot be the next king. She cannot be the next king. The villagers were happy, but they are still expecting a male child. So the second wife, after 9 months, she also delivered. She delivered a bouncing baby boy. A bouncing baby boy. Now, who is going to be the next king? The bouncing baby boy, right?
Yes.
The first wife thought she was very wise. She wanted to outsmart the second wife by eating up everything so that she would be the only one to produce a child. But God gave her a child, but the female child, who cannot be the next king. And the second wife, who scratched the bottom pot, had the male child. So the blessing was in the bottom of the pot. The blessing was in the bottom
Of the pot.
And so the king was so happy that he now had a male child. That day was declared a public holiday. Villagers were trooping in with gift items for the male child. The second wife was very happy. That is the end of my story. Did you enjoy the story?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me what you learned from the story?
I learned that it's not good to be greedy.
Well, she was greedy. She wanted everything to herself. She was greedy, and that is very bad. Like I told you, when you're greedy, you end up losing everything. Okay? All right. I want to tell you something I learned from that story. We have taken smartness to be betrayal. It's good to be smart. Do things right and on time. It's good to be smart. But smartness is not betrayal. Smartness is not wickedness. Do you understand? Smartness is not taking other people's things as yours. Smartness is not wickedness. Smartness is not betrayal. Okay? That woman, she was wicked. She betrayed her second. That was very bad. And God blessed the woman and punished the other one. Let's be careful the way we treat people. All right, that's the end of our story. I hope you learned something from it.
Yes, ma'am.
See you in our next story. Children out there, in our next story, we're going to have a wonderful one. Bye.
Bye.